Well, last time we walked, we played with our little wyvern friend, and there was a flood. I think currently we're on like a hill or something looking over this flooded valley.
Yes.
That's about it.
But yes, dawn is breaking. I'm standing on a stone hill in the middle of a drowned basin, surrounded by over 3 feet of water, though the ground beneath your feet is dry.
And the rain stopped.
The rain has stopped.
Is there a path out of here that isn't flooded?
You can see the direction you need to go. It's about a half day's journey normally, but you figure if you had to sludge through the water, it'd probably take you an entire day to get through it.
So no.
No, there's no obvious path. There's no path. It's not obvious or not obvious. You're on a hill and
Oh.
it's pretty wet around you.
Yeah, but the rain stopped. Water will recede eventually. I say we just wait.
All right. Let's take a day of downtime.
Unless someone's got like a boat in their pocket. No? No one? All right.
The artificer's not here. They'd be the one with the boat in their pocket. All right. But yeah, the day progresses. You just watch the water slowly recede. Chaos Wyvern bounds through the water and plays in it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's so cute.
And yeah, and about halfway through the day, you can tell the water's receded about a foot and a half or so. But it still would be uncomfortably deep to trudge through.
I guess we're waiting a bit more.
You guys doing anything or?
Just hanging out.
Seeing if the Chaos Wyvern will play catch by throwing a stick.
All right. How do you get its attention? It's about 100 feet away from you,
I try
splashing in the
whistling.
water. All right. Go ahead, give me a performance check to attempt to whistle.
Okay, let's see how badly this. Actually, no, this should go pretty good. All right.
Oh, you're a sorcerer. You should have charisma stats.
Yeah.
Now you decided to dump.
No.
Yeah, it's
Still
not a
a
good
try.
whistle.
It's
Despite all the
okay. It's a
water
mulligan
around you.
plan.
Yep. Yeah. The wyvern does notice you, but it kind of just keeps splashing around in the water. It runs up to Alar and runs back out in the water.
I throw the stick while it's doing that. Like, catch.
And it watches you, watches the stick fly through the air. It runs the other direction.
I pout a little, but it's like okay.
But yeah. That's perfect. The stupid stick.
I know what you went extinct.
But yeah. the rest of the day passes, and you tell the water is receded. It's about 6 inches deep now. If you'd wanted to leave when it was about a foot deep, you probably would have made reasonable time, but you'd still been in the basin by the end of the day.
So how long? Like, what time of day is it?
So the water's been receding about, let's see, 3 inches an hour. It started at 42 inches, and by midday it was about 2 feet deep, which would have still been a little bit hard to trudge through.
Right.
So at the end of the day, if you continued waiting, I realized you guys probably could have left earlier if you wanted to and just camped again.
In the wet mud.
I mean, it's mostly stone up here. It's not really that murky of water, actually.
Yes, but if we were to start trudging around through the basin, we would basically have to camp in like an inch and a half of water or more.
Yeah. By the end of the day, it would be about 6 inches deep. You
No.
could always find another hill, maybe.
Or hear me out. We wait until there's a nice, not waterlogged path.
All right. Yeah, you guys spend the entire day waiting on your nice dry hill. But the day comes to an end, and there's still about 6 inches or so of water slowly draining out, receding somewhere. Night has come.
Well, I suppose we break out the camping supplies and make camp.
All right. You guys sitting a watch?
Yeah.
Indubitably.
Probably just do chat order.
All right.
That works. Or if I need to take two, I can.
Yeah, there's 4 of us, so it should be good.
All right. Yeah. The night proceeds. And Alar, by the end of your watch, there's only about 2 inches of standing water. Lyric, throughout your watch, yeah, the water pretty much dries up. All that's left are just a couple of puddles here and there.
Yeah.
And Jack, on your watch, there's 4 feet of water. No, I'm kidding. And then on Slick, nothing interesting happens, and the night passes, and the sun comes up and starts drying everything off.
Sick. Where are we again?
Middle of nowhere. But we're heading somewhere.
We're heading somewhere.
Yes.
Somewhere's over there. You're over here.
Hmm.
You have a reasonably good idea where over here is, but you're not quite sure. It's not really drawn on a map. Although Alar has been making a map as you guys went.
Yes. Because I have cartography tools. Yeah. Tools and the proficiency.
Indeed. And plenty of paper as a wizard.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, how can we pop back on the road?
Yes, you guys start heading for the end of the basin.
Yep.
And you get across and pick back up on the road that you've kind of been following. This old abandoned trade road. And start heading down the next mountain, along the side of the next one. After another day of travel, you can see the mountains beginning to break.
I didn't do it.
Yeah.
And when you departed again, what did you do with the Chaos Wyvern and the scales? Where was what?
Well, I mean, unless he's resistant to it, I would have just had him like again, just riding in the carriage with us.
All right. And the scales, did you keep them out or put them in the bag of holding?
I would have left it out.
Okay. You leaving all the other scales in the bag of holding?
Yeah, just that one big one that he likes to use as a bed.
Well, all of the scales besides his that you have are that size. But yeah, the one you've had out the entire time, pretty much.
We should give him a name tag with the using the scale.
You know?
Are you going to name him?
I'm picking the name.
Well, you suggested giving him a name tag. Are you going to name him to put something on the name tag?
I haven't thought of a name yet.
Well, we could name him Indifference.
Entropy?
Yeah,
No,
whatever.
Indifference.
Nah, I'll give him a goofy name. I'll think of one eventually. Call it my side quest.
Okay.
All right. But yeah, you see that you guys are basically at the end of the mountain range. Start descending into the foothills. It's heavily forested. The trees are different than those that you've seen in the mountains. There are more oaks and maples and birch here, and less pines.
Is that normal?
Yeah, it's what you'd expect for the woods here.
Okay.
Yeah, just change of scenery.
Well, beats jungle.
For sure.
All right. And after you name him Blep.
No. I kind of want to name him. I kind of want to name Air Sergeant Nibbles. Nibbles for short, but Air Sergeant Nibbles.
All right. But yeah, after another day of travel, you guys are out of the mountains. And the road here starts to well, look more like a road. It's packed dirt, wide, Looks like it's more recently used. In the woods along you can see there are tree stumps. Some older, some freshly cut, but most of the ones you're seeing are older. And then as the road goes around a bend, who has the highest perception? I think it's Jack. Maybe
Probably
Slick.
Nibbles.
No, definitely not me.
I
Well-
got it. My perception is only 13.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
actually a high in this
Yeah.
party.
Yeah, mine's a 9.
Mine's a 12.
Yeah, so Jack,
You blind bastards. Hell, I'm drunk all the time and I see better than y'all.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you see better. You're drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Up in shadows.
yeah, Jack, as you're riding along with the party, you hear the ahead of you around a bend, a steady clopping gait. It sounds like oxen.
Caravan, maybe.
And
Or
a few
dinner.
moments pass, and you guys come face to face with a elf driving a pair of oxen with a heavy laden wagon. As you get closer, you can smell spices.
I ask him what else he sells.
I am not a salesman. I am in the transport business.
Oh. You transporting some spice here?
He sighs and pulls the reins on his oxen as you guys are passing. Yes, it would appear I am transporting spices.
So, by any chance, speaking driver to driver, where did you come from? We're trying to find a town or city nearby. How far days out?
Elf just replies, I came from the south. There's a village back that way. I didn't really get anybody's names. Just passing through, traveling. And he kind of snaps the reins on the oxen and starts moving again.
I yell back. How long to the village?
He doesn't respond.
Oh, fuck you. Jack throws something at him.
Fucking knife here. You want a drink?
He doesn't respond.
I'm an elf too. What the
Just
fuck is he being such a
rude.
jackass for?
So, in my setting, there isn't that sort of camaraderie. The races have always been a melting pot. So you have cities of all of the races everywhere. It's not like there's only one spot in the world where it is a segregated nation, and that's a nation of elves from the continent of Orin.
I see. All right. Well, we
They're
keep
called the
moving then.
Valorans.
We kind of go the way that he came from. See if we can't find this village.
Yep. But you guys ride for a little while, and the darkness starts to fall on you again. The amount of tree stumps that you can see on the sides of the road being cleared are more frequent. There are entire groves and spots where it's nothing but tree stumps and, clear-cut areas.
So, people have been there. That's good.
Yes, it would appear somebody has been logging up here.
We're getting
What?
close.
It's nighttime.
Well, then I suppose we may camp.
All right. You guys camp on the road or take one of the tree stump clearings?
I'm down for a tree stump clearing. Makes good dinner tables.
Yeah, sure. Pre-made seats and tables.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. You guys settle down. Do you set your same watch?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Alar, I'm assuming you tiny hunt around the Chaos Wyvern.
Given its tendency to go in and out all throughout the night, no. I'll just set up some alarms to detect humanoids.
Okay. So you're not setting up the tiny hut, or
I am not setting up the tiny hut. I'll just use alarm to, set a
Yeah.
perimeter that will alert, audible alarm for humanoids.
okie dokie. Yeah. And throughout the night, and you guys watch as the Chaos Wyvern comes and goes, and on Jack's watch, it comes back with a rabbit. Jack,
A rabbit.
Chaos Wyvern sets the rabbit about 15 feet from you and bops it with its nose, and it flies like 5 feet towards you. And it squats down and looks at you.
I pick up the rabbit and throw it as hard as I can.
All right, give me a strength athletics check.
Not little bunny foo foo.
I'm drunk. I'm assuming this thing wants to play fetch.
So
I suppose he hasn't been around for this thing's rituals. Give me a strength athletics check. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you
shucks.
huck this thing.
It's
It
fucking
just
dog.
sails. And the Chaos Raven looks up, looks back at you, looks the direction the rabbit went flying, and it bounds off into the woods. And the rest of your watch passes without incident. And Slick, on your watch,
Yeah.
you notice the Chaos Wyvern's gone.
Oh shit. Where'd
I
Nibbles
tell
go?
him, I tell the next person on watch that I was playing fetch with the dragon and I threw its rabbit away.
Slick, you've been informed a game of fetch may have been underway.
Got it. I'm not gonna be able to throw it that far, so.
All right. Well, the rest of your watch goes without incident, and morning comes. The Chaos Wyvern has not returned.
Shit.
Yeah, it has our scent. He'll find us eventually.
It'll find us eventually.
Let's go.
All right. Yeah. You guys continue down the road.
How big is this baby KS Wyvern? Am I able to ride it?
No, it's a medium-sized creature, so
Oh,
it's
never
about
mind.
as big as you are.
Ah.
Be like trying to ride a dog. It's a little bit bigger than a dog, but not quite the size of a horse.
I see.
All right. Well, yeah, as you guys travel, next hour or two, you start seeing more evidence of logging. Although this looks more recent, you can see clear drag marks of where fallen trees and refuse from the tops of them. The woods is about the same amount as being cut that you've seen from the more northern regions of where you are now. Then you come across a sign nailed to a tree, and next to it, a path freshly cut and all the roots removed. It looks like a new road has been made that leads off to your guys' right. And on the sign, it says Grove claimed, and then below it, C. Hearn, the letter C. It's painted in red.
Okay.
You guys just gonna keep going?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. He's laid a claim down. That's nice. I'm not going to contest him. I'm not going to sit here and start protesting, for the rights of the woods. I'm not a druid.
All right, you guys continue south. After about 20 minutes of passing that claim marker, you guys hear screaming from behind you.
Well, I turn and look.
There's a mixture of humans and dwarves and halflings, about 7 of them, that are running towards you.
Is it like weapons in hand or?
One of them has an axe. He does not look like he's looking at you. They seem to be running in fear, looking over their shoulders and screaming.
Ah. I really hope it's Nibbles.
50-50 odds.
God, I hope it's Nibbles.
Yeah. Oh.
And they just, do you guys stop or you guys just kind of keep riding, watching them follow behind you?
Well, I mean, I'll poke my head out of the carriage and just kind of let them what's with what's with all the screaming?
Big thing. Then he just blows right by you.
Ah.
The tree?
Then after another moment, you guys hear it sounds like trees being snapped in half and barreling out of the road or out of the woods onto the road is what looks like a troll.
Ah.
Only this one looks a little different than any trolls you know. And you guys should roll initiative.
Hmm.
But yes, to current party composition and situation. You guys were on horseback or on the carriage or in the carriage, so keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm. Sen?
What are we rolling? Sorry.
Initiative.
Ah.
There's a funny-looking troll charging after these lumberjacks, and you guys are in the way.
Now, when you say funny looking, do you mean like rubber suit funny looking?
No, it has the size, like you'd expect a troll. It's a large size humanoid creature, but on its limbs and torso you can see what looks like wood. And again, at a distance, in the heat of the moment, that's about all you can tell. It doesn't look
It's
like
a
a troll.
Druish troll.
You're not sure. I should roll.
You don't have to. You can just let us pound on it.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Well, Slick, you're on your horse.
I mean, fuck. I guess we stop. Things will be in our way.
Well, the current situation, you're in its way. It seems to be chasing after the lumberjacks who have ran through your guys' ranks.
Okay. And how far is the troll from us?
The troll is currently 50 feet from the carriage, and you guys. Well, I don't know. Were you guys riding in front or behind the carriage? How are you riding down this road?
Probably
About
just
20
straight
feet
down.
wide, so you could have been riding alongside of it. Actually, you were driving the carriage, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're seated in the driver's seat.
Yeah. I probably would have driven on the side in case carriages came beside me. Had to get
Okay.
past.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Generally, you would want the carriage in the back of any line. So I
a
would.
convoy.
Well, yeah, but more just because the wheels tend to kick up dust and the like. So typically, people who are on horseback would want to be beside or in front of a carriage.
This is true.
That's the origin of the phrase "eat my dust."
All right. Well, I get out. I whip out a longbow. I'm gonna get away from the carriage because I don't want the carriage to get destroyed. We're gonna murder this fucking thing. And I take a longbow shot right at its forehead.
Somebody good with
All
fire.
right.
I don't have anything with fire. No, I don't think I do. Well, how bad would it be? How long would it take me to take an arrowhead, put an oil flask on it, and make it a fire arrow?
So how we typically operated with that was that counts as making an applying, and
You're like,
that's I think we did item interaction, right, Under?
For just like, wrapping a quick rag around it, dipping it into the oil flask, pulling it out. Yeah, it's basically just an item interaction.
Yeah. So yeah, that would be an item interaction, and each oil flask can coat 3 arrows in this manner.
Well, then I can do an item interaction and an attack, right? So I can just code an
Yep.
arrow.
Item
or coat
interaction
them.
is like your you can do one of them for pretty much free.
I see. Now, what else do I see on this troll that looks like wood?
Now that you're stopping and looking at it, its torso, its legs, its arms, all kind of look like they're part tree. It's not like it's wearing wooden armor. It looks like it's partially made of wood.
Ah, I shoot its leg. Left leg.
Well, there's no called shots. Just make your attack roll.
Okay. I forgot what my roll is. This thing. Oh yeah. Whoops. No, it's not a sneak attack because someone has to be within 5 feet of it. That's right.
Indeed. Though you are a rogue and you're above level 3,
Yeah.
you can it might not be automated on your sheet, but there is an addition in Tasha's that allows you to use your bonus action to aim, but you cannot move if you want to do that.
That's
So you would
fine.
basically have to stand up on the carriage and shoot.
I'd want to get behind. Is there like a tree stump beside me? That I can hide behind cover or what?
Yes, there's trees along the side of the road, about
I'm gonna,
5 or 10 feet off of it.
I want to duck behind a tree and
Okay.
aim.
Nope, you can't
And-
move if you want to do that. You couldn't move to
Oh,
cover.
okay.
You'd have to stand up in the driver's seat and shoot.
Okay, no, then I just fire one.
All right. Yeah, so you go run behind cover, fire off your arrow. It hits it.
Okay. Yeah.
So go ahead and roll a d4 on top of your for the fire. All right. Your arrow hits it. The arrow didn't look like it did a whole lot,
Mm-hmm.
but the fire definitely burned it.
It didn't, but nothing caught.
Yeah, it doesn't set stuff on fire. Although
Ah,
you did hit it with fire damage, which is
nice.
something you might not know about trolls.
Ah.
Trolls
see.
typically have regeneration, and fire is a way to stop it from happening.
All right, well, I duck behind the tree so I'm not in sight of it. That's it.
All right. DM2 Lyric.
All right. So, is there any friendlies within like a 20-foot radius area of the troll?
Nope, it just burst out of the tree line about 50 feet up the road from the carriage. You're ahead of the carriage on your horse.
All right. How far is the tree line from it, or how far is it from the tree line?
Like 5 feet,
All right.
10 feet,
So,
give or take.
I
It,
don't
it
feel like
just
start-
broke through the tree line
Right,
when
right,
initially
yeah.
started.
So I don't feel like setting the forest on fire. So I'm going to aim my fireball to be ahead of it, so it's in the blast radius, but trying not to set the trees on fire.
Yeah, you can easily do that. There's enough space between the trees and both sides of the road that you can cast it kind of basically centered on the road and it'll catch it.
Yeah. So then I cast fireball.
All right. I don't think it passes.
No.
Excellent.
Go ahead and roll that damage.
Indeed, just one need to check. See how there it is. Maybe.
Yeah, I always forget whether it's 6 or 8 or 8 or 6.
It's 8d6, I believe.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. That definitely singes it. It looks like that was particularly effective against it too.
Excellent.
All right. Jack. Unless Alaric, you doing anything else?
Nope.
Okie doke. Jack.
Jack moves to engage with the troll.
All right. You taking your horse?
How far is the troll from me?
Let's see. How long is a carriage with 4 horses on it?
Probably 10 feet or so.
Yeah, 10, 15 feet. So yeah, it's about 65 feet from you.
All right.
You are on your horse. You could
I
use your
will ride
horse's
up
movement.
there on my horse.
All right. You charge this thing with your horse. If it was a windmill, you'd look silly.
Who says it's not a windmill? It's just in disguise.
It's a dragon. What? It's not a windmill. Are you crazy?
Dragon.
Stories are always better if it includes a dragon.
Dragon.
Okay. So
Yeah, with your horse, you're able to get into melee with it.
all right, cool, yeah. I'm gonna hit it from my horse. I may come off the horse, but I want to try first.
All right. Oh, what's the freaking specialty about military saddle again? Is it like advantage against deck saves?
I believe it's just advantage against deck saves to get like knocked out of the saddle.
Yeah. Advantage on any checks to make remain. Yeah, any check to make or to remain mounted.
Yes, because they have this wonderful invention called stirrups.
Stirrups. All right. What are you hitting them with?
My great sword.
All right.
Really handy. I can hold on to the horse. Or the stirrups, actually. The reins, actually.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Wait, I get to re-roll that one. Or
All
two.
right.
I get to re-roll both of those, actually.
Indeed. Go ahead.
Okay, 9 points of slashing damage.
Right.
And that's it.
Yeah, and your sword bites into it. Now that you're up close, you can see where your sword had cleaved through the wooden armor. It looks like the armor is a part of it, like it's connected to the flesh. It also looks like your sword was particularly effective against it. All right. Is that it for you?
Yes, that's it for me.
Alar.
All right. So, I was kind of like had my head sticking out the window of the carriage and looking behind us.
Hmm.
How far is this troll from me?
50 feet.
And how far is Jack?
He ran up, so he's 40, 45. He's
Okay.
between you and it.
Yeah. Well, I will fly out of the carriage and up at an angle. I
Right.
can move 30 feet this way, and I'd like to get within 30 feet of the troll. Basically, get as much altitude as I can, but within like a 30-foot range of the troll.
Yeah, and you just go up like kind of a high arc.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're able to do that.
Okay. I would estimate that puts me at like 20, 25 feet altitude.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Okay. Exact number doesn't matter for that. It's more as long as I'm within 30 feet of the troll. I then cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on it.
All right.
If it has an int score of 4 or less, it isn't affected. Otherwise, int save. Or sorry, whiz save.
It is unaffected.
Oh, so it's literally dumber than a sack of bricks. Okay.
Indeed.
Well, that's all I got.
All right. Also, from your vantage point, you can see a black blur behind you guys way up on the road. Looks like it's about 120 feet away from the troll.
Define blur.
Well, you remember when you seen the Chaos Wyvern just fucking yeet? It looks like that.
Ah. About the same size?
Yep.
Aha. So probably not Nibbles then.
Probably not Nibbles, and this thing's probably running from it.
No. I was saying it's about the same size as what you remember the Chaos Wyvern.
That's what I mean. But that was a full adult one.
Hmm?
Whereas
No,
Nibbles is a juvenile.
You've only you killed the adult, and you've
Right.
only ever interacted with Nibbles.
Yeah.
Oh, so it is Nibbles.
So you're saying this is the same size as Nibbles, not the size of the adult one.
Yes.
Okay. I misunderstood you, that's all. Okay.
Yeah, I
Nibbles.
misunderstood your question too, probably.
It's fucking Nibbles!
But yes, you can see him, quote, trucking it. All right. This thing, Jack. It did not like you cutting it with its sword, with your sword. Blah. All right, it's going to body you. Jack, it balls up its fist, and its hand turns into root tendrils, and it turns into sort of a big club. And it swings at you.
Bring it on!
Grr. Do either of those hit you, Jack?
Those will both hit me.
All right.
Scorpion's stupid.
All right. That first hit hits you for 36, a mixture of bludgeoning and poison damage. And the second one comes in and hits you for 26. And on that second hit, I need you to make a strength athletics or dexterity acrobatics to resist being grappled. Yeah, as the second hit comes in, you feel tendrils starting to wrap around you, and you just push them off. And that's all this thing does. Jack. Or Slick, sorry.
Yeah.
Too many X's.
Can I kind of wrap around the side in the tree line and get right beside it? From the tree line?
You would have to dash to get into melee.
Okay. Well,
It's
can
50
I-
feet away.
Oh yeah, can I? But I no, I stay in the tree line next to it though.
I mean, yeah, you went perpendicular to the carriage,
Mhm.
and so if you move through the tree line to get perpendicular with the troll, you would still have to move 50 feet.
Ah. Let's go full 30 feet,
All right.
and then let's. I have sneak attack now. Fuck yeah! We'll code another arrow and shoot at it.
All right. Give it your best shot.
Mm-hmm.
That is.
Fucker.
You must roll the fourth dice, not the fourth dimension.
I see.
All right. Yeah. Again, the arrow doesn't look particularly effective, but the fire damage definitely burns it.
What can I do? And then I'm gonna hide.
All right. Use your bonus action to hide.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it.
Do I have to roll something?
Yes, you have to roll a stealth.
Thought it was some thieves thing.
Yes, it allows you to take the hide action as a bonus action. The hide action requires you to make a stealth check. You feel very one with the bush behind this tree. You break some branches off and stick them into your clothes to break up your silhouette.
Yeah.
All right. DM2. Alar, you see the Chaos Wyvern trucking it. It runs 120 feet and gets into melee with the troll. And it starts laying into it.
Damn.
It crits with its bite. It doesn't look like that was particularly effective. And that's all it does. Alaric.
Indeed. So with people around it now, I'm
Maximum friendly fire potential.
Yeah, no. I'm going to use Firebolt.
All right. Go ahead, make your attack roll.
This is why the 30 feet away from the enemy was an important.
I'd like to keep some distance. Are you trying to get him in range? No. I'm trying to stay out of range. All right. Well,
did.
roll me a D3. There's 3 friendlies in melee. Oof. Roll damage. How much HP does a horse have?
That's good.
War horses average 19.
Yeah. Jack, I need you to make a dex save. You have advantage because of the military saddle. Your horse just got shot in the ass by a firebolt and it's rearing.
A deck save, you said?
Yep.
You said I had advantage?
Yes, you guys all have military saddles on your horses, so you have an advantage to stay mounted. Yeah, you're easily able to, wrap your legs around your big Clydesdale and hang on. It comes back down and stays under you. You could swear it looked back for a second and it looked pissed. All right. But now it's your turn, Jack.
Jack's going to hit the troll again.
Go ahead. Yeah, that'll do it. You cut into this thing. Your sword cuts through its armor again, and it looks like it's bloodied. Though its blood looks a little clearer and more orange than you'd expect blood to be. Almost like tree sap.
All right, I'm done.
All right. Elar.
So it got shot with a fire arrow this turn, right?
Correct.
Okay.
It
Well-
was slightly singed and set
Yeah.
on fire.
Well, then in that case, I will cast haste on Jack.
All right.
Give him a few extra swings with that sword.
Jack,
Yes.
you just drank a Red Bull.
Ooh.
Gotta go fast.
Okay, so I go again.
Unfortunately,
you
haste
have
does not just
haste.
make it your turn.
Oh, that would actually be a pretty cool effect. Just a one-off when you cast the spell, the person you cast it on goes next.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting spell effect.
I'll add that to the soul magic. That'd be a good soul magic spell. Anyway. All right. Yeah, you hasten Jack. And this thing. Jack. It really does not like that sword.
It's just a regular sword.
And it slams into the ground. And everybody within 20 feet needs to make a dex save.
If Jack needs to make a dex save, you have advantage because of haste.
Oh, does that mean also me too, huh?
Well, I can only
Are you
cast haste on
within-
one person.
Well, no, he meant him
No.
making dex save.
Yeah.
Well, you moved 30 feet, and you
Yeah.
were staying in the tree line, so you would be like
Yeah.
25 feet away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're diagonal from it still. You would have to be perpendicular with it to be 20 feet away.
I see.
So Jack, dex save, yeah. You managed to hang on to your horse. The Chaos Wyvern, however, loses its footing. It's knocked prone. And it takes 8 piercing damage as roots and everything come out of the ground and sort of disturb everything. And Jack, you take half of that. Your horse is not looking good. Still alive. All right, but back up to Slick.
Yeah. All right. I move the 25 feet into melee, but I'm gonna slash its Achilles heels with my
All
dagger.
right.
And
That that ground didn't go away. It's difficult terrain.
Oh, is it?
Yes, so you
So
would
I
have
can't.
to.
I
It would
I
it would cost you 40 feet of movement to get through it. Once you get to it, so you could use your bonus action and dash, and you'd be able to get into melee.
Yeah, but I wanted to do some cool shit. Can I get another 10 feet up?
Yeah, if you move like if you wanted to move your 30, you'd be 20 feet away from it in the tree line.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Because then you'd be moved up to well, you'd have to move 20 feet. Sorry, because you were
So my next
20
turn,
feet.
I'm only. It'll take 20 feet
It,
to.
it would take you 40. It's a 20-foot radius
Oh, I
of
want to get within 30. How do
upturn
I get
roots.
within 30 of that?
If you move 20 feet,
Mhm.
like south or north, sorry, you would be in the tree line still. You would be 20 feet away from it,
Yep.
and you would be
And
outside of the difficult terrain, but you would be within 30 feet of it.
well, how far do I have to go to where I'm only 30 feet with difficult terrain to get in melee with it?
Oh, in that case, if you're just moving, so you're breaking cover and moving in a straight line towards it.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So you could get 5 feet of normal movement, and then you have 25 feet left, because you'd be at the edge of the difficult terrain there.
Yeah.
So then you'd be able to get about 12 feet into the difficult terrain.
I see.
So you'd be about halfway, just over.
Okay, fuck it. We'll just do it. Yeah, and then I take a bow and arrow shot. Sneak attack. I can add my sneak attack dice to this because I forgot to do it last time. We'll code another arrow.
All right. Yep, that is.
I think it's what was it first sneak at 3d6 for a sneak attack? Yeah, 3d6.
Yeah.
Plus a d4 for the fire. A lot of
All
ones.
right.
Cool.
Yeah, the arrow doesn't look particularly effective, but the fire does burn it. And that looks particularly effective. All right. Well, are you done?
Yeah, I am.
All right. The Chaos Wyvern stands up and continues biting this thing. Just chomping at its ankles. Ineffectively. Its teeth unable to penetrate the hide bark-like armor this thing has on its limbs. Alaric, your turn.
Okie dokie. So this time I make a finger gun so I can aim a little bit better, and cast Firebolt again.
All right.
Firebolt. Very, very specific. Firebolt, not ball. Just making sure. See? The finger guns did it.
Right. Yeah, go ahead and roll your damage.
Go
Yeah.
figure.
That burns it. Burns it pretty good.
Pachow.
Is that it for you?
That is it.
Move around. Steal anything?
Besides, hopefully somebody's killed. No.
All right. Jack.
Jack attack.
This thing made the ground all spiky beneath your horse. You hit. All right. Well, that's your action. You gonna do anything else?
Oh, I have 2 actions, don't I? I have 2 attacks.
Yeah, yep. You have a haste action. Go ahead and roll. Yeah, you cut into this thing. Your sword seems particularly effective against it. It looks like it's on the verge of death.
I am done.
All right. Alar.
Well, I'll just throw a second level magic missile at it, swapping out for fire damage, so it's 4 little bolts of fire descending on it.
All right. Well, they strike unerringly.
For a total of 12 points of fire damage.
And Alar steals the kill. As the bolts strike into it, passing through it, and it falls, a bellowing roar. Plops back on its back on the side of the road. You guys are out of a niche.
Okay. I guess we loot it. Is there anything interesting on it?
Yeah, go ahead and give me an investigation check, or you could use nature.
I think I'll take the investigation.
Ooh. First fucking low roll of the day. Oh, besides Alaric's fucking that one.
Womp womp.
Yeah, you're familiar with trolls. You know trolls. You've encountered them before. You've dissected a couple in school back in the day. This is not a troll. Well, it is, but it isn't. It appears the bark-like armor that is covering all of its limbs is integral. It is not attached or, put on top of skin. It appears to be its skin. And they're scaly plates that overlap each other.
Yeah, well, I don't know. You guys want to strap to the top of the carriage and drag it along with us? In case it might be valuable or useful.
Sure.
It would be too heavy to put on your carriage.
How heavy is it?
It's a large size humanoid. It looks like it weighs upwards of 1,500 pounds.
Okay. Well, that's unfortunate.
He thick.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, oh well. I just go back in the carriage.
Anybody else doing anything? Admiring the corpse?
Wyvern's okay, right?
Yeah.
All right.
It looks like it took
Alright.
a little damage from that, but it looks like it's cosmetic damage for that thing.
Okay, I go and prepare myself a name tag, and then go pet Nibbles.
All right. Yeah. You try approaching him and bounds away and runs into the woods. Do you go after him?
No, I don't. He'll come back. One of these days, I'll put a name tag on him. Nibbles will always be Nibbles.
All right. You guys do anything else? Just leave
What's
that.
wrong with your lizard?
He's just doing lizard things.
All right.
All right. I think we can carry on.
All right. Yeah, just leave the troll on
Carry
the side of
on.
the road and start heading down, continuing south along the road. You can see evidence of the lumberjacks having passed through. Blood trail here, dropped axe there. And near the middle of the afternoon, the Chaos Wyvern bursts out of the trees in front of you guys, kind of startling the horses a little bit, but nothing negative. And it hops up and down in front of you, Jack. Or Larry, whoever's in front.
I mean, it's probably Jack, since I doubt he would want to, be behind with all the dust that the carriage kicks up. Or maybe he's into that thing. I don't know. Maybe he likes grit in his drinks.
True grit indeed.
Puts hair on your chest. But yeah, it stops your guys' progress and it's hopping up and down in front of you.
Well, if Jack's just going to sit there and stare at it, I'll eventually just poke my head out of the carriage and kind of look and see it hopping up and down. And I'll get out and approach it. Hey, what's going on, boy?
It sees you. It comes up and it nuzzles you. And then, where's the scale? Is it in the carriage, just sitting there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it nuzzled the bag of holding. It'd nuzzle you, and then it would sort of bound off in the opposite direction you guys are heading. And then, after about 40 feet, it'd stop and it'd look back.
I think it wants us to follow it.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Yeah, let's see. Maybe you found something interesting.
All right.
We turn around and start following them.
Yeah. And it keeps a pace for you guys to keep up. And another quarter of a day passes, the evening is falling, and you guys are coming across a very familiar scene. A dead troll laying on the side of the road.
Another one, or is this the one we killed?
This is the one you guys killed, yeah. He brought you back to the site.
Okay. Does he stop here, or does he keep trying to go somewhere?
He goes up to the troll and sort of kind of digs at the ground next to its body.
Does it look like he's trying to dig, more than just play dig, or actually dig?
Like, imagine a dog just digging along a fence. It's not digging in one spot, it's kind of moving back and forth, just scratching at the dirt. Along its, like the side of its torso and leg.
Oh, okay. I use mold earth and excavate a cavity for it. Not directly
Alright.
under the troll, but next to it.
Yeah, and when you do that, you can see what looks like roots and tendrils draping down from the troll's body.
Ah. Whoosh.
Whoosh. You blow on it?
Prestidigitation. I light a campfire on it.
All right. Yeah. You set the body ablaze. And it makes the most sickening squelching and screaming sound as it burns. But after about a half an hour, the corpse is turned to ash.
I use like mold dirt to kind of churn up the earth and pull up any roots and stuff nearby and burn those as well.
All right. Yeah, and when you're all done, and the fire goes out, and it's cold, you can see a soft orange throb in the very center of it, where you were experimenting with pyrotechnics.
Well, then I keep churning the earth. Like it shouldn't take that long to pull out everything.
No. Like you pulled everything out. Now everything's all the body, the roots, everything's burned.
Okay.
There's still something there glowing. Like after the prestidigitation fire has gone out,
Okay, well, I use mold dirt to excavate. What am I looking at?
it was sitting on top. You could have just walked over to it.
Oh, okay. Well, what do I see then?
Yeah, it's about the size of like an eggplant, and it's a chunk of wood-like material. It's sort of sticky, or at least you can. I'm assuming you're touching it.
Not until I get a visual description of it. I'm not doing anything to it.
Okay. But yeah, it's a chunk of looks like a piece of wood, like you'd see in the center of a tree if you ripped a tree apart. It's knotted, and it's glowing faintly orange along some of the grain.
Okay. Other than the glow, does it appear to be static?
Yes, it doesn't seem to be moving or doing anything.
It's not growing or elongating or having
Yeah,
little
it doesn't seem to be
tendrils come out
growing,
of
no.
it. Okay. Well, then in that case, I will poke it and do an identify ritual.
All right. Yeah, when you touch it, it's kind of sticky, and you do your identify ritual, and this is what it pings back to you.
All right. Well, I wrap it in like some paper so it doesn't like mess everything else up, and then I stick it in the bag of holding.
All right.
Yeah, I wrap it like you would wrap like something from like a candy shop, to stop stuff from getting sticky.
Yeah, you pour a little wax on the paper and you roll it so the wax is on the inside. Homemade wax paper. All right. Well, yeah. The Chaos Wyvern moved back when you were burning the fire, and it kind of goes back up, and it's sniffing and poking and kind of poking its nose into the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
But it would appear to be nighttime.
Yeah, well, I guess no reason not to just make camp here.
All right. Hey, you guys set your camp.
Yep. Same thing. The wyvern's hanging around, no hut, just alarm spells set for humanoids. And I think we just keep watch order for chat order.
All right. Yeah. The night sets in. You guys drink and be merry. And then you go to sleep, setting your watch. Yeah, the night passes without incident. Morning comes.
All right.
Continuing south.
Yeah.
All right, you guys head down the road. More evidence of lumber camping. I have a Twix.
Very nice.
And after about a half a day, there's a good Twix. Oh shit! When you burn, fucking stupid me. When you burn the body, there was also an axe head with a crest on it. It was stuck on one of the legs.
Okay. Do I recognize the crest?
No.
Well, we'll keep that. It's probably the lumberjacks. Sure, he'd appreciate getting his axe head back. And then we continue on.
Yeah, and after about a half a day, you come across a rather large break in the forest. And to your west, so to your left as you're going south, there is a large palisade wall. It looks like it's built around a small village.
Uh, it's only been like a day, and you didn't mention any rain. Is that evidently where those guys ran to?
Yeah, as you've been continuing, yeah, the footprints and blood lead this way.
Ah, well, let's go say hi.
All right. Yeah, the party, Chaos Wyvern in tow. You guys start heading towards the palisade. There's a large gate, and outside the palisade there are several rather long wagons, and they have a central beam and some cantilevers and a bunch of chains draped down from them.
Log carriers?
Yeah, you can speculate they probably are used to pick up logs. Each one is about 20 feet long. And they look like they can be hitched together.
Okay.
Yeah. And as you guys get closer, 100 feet away, the gates open, about 20 feet wide, and 4 people come out wielding spears. Is it coming?
No, I'm here.
Thing.
What
The big
thing?
thing from the grove.
The troll? No.
You scared it off?
Um. No. It's Ash.
Huh. Well, Pennis, I want to talk to you.
Okay. Oh, by the way, as I hold up the axe head, whose axe head is this? We found it in the remains of the troll.
The guy that was talking, he walks over to your carriage and leans on his spear and grabs the axe head and looks at it. Ah. Shame. That'd be the foreman's axe. The last we seen him was a day ago. Morning, him and a group set out to investigate the grove. Whole bunch of ironwood. Like oak. Never seen a whole grove before. He wanted to see how big it was. And he just takes the axe head and tosses it to another guy. And that guy takes it and turns and runs into the village. And he turns back to you, and the first time he sees the Chaos Wyvern, what the hell is that thing? And he holds his spear out towards it.
Nibbles? He's armless.
Nibbles is growling at him.
I just like pat Nibbles on the head. It's like, there, Nibbles. I'm sure he doesn't mean anything by it. As I give the guy a meaningful look of, you better not mean anything by it. I turned that troll to ash, and you're a lot squishier.
The guy kind of like shakingly puts his spear back to his side and, well, just keep it outside the village. I don't know how the townsfolk will take to that thing. Which of you is in charge?
That would be me.
Well, come with me. Pennis will want to see you.
All right. I'll dismount from the carriage.
Yep. And he turns and starts walking back into the village. The other two guys start closing the gate with you guys on the outside of it, leaving a like a 4-foot wide gap.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you follow the guy?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, and as you do, the Chaos Wyvern starts following you.
As the Chaos Wyvern's like following, like how he's like right next to me, right?
Yeah. You got out of the carriage. He got out of the carriage. You started walking. He started walking.
Yeah. Yeah, I like very obviously just like stage whisper to him. Stay close, Nibbles. These guys look kind of squirrely.
And Nibbles kind of tilts his head at you. He nuzzles the bag of holding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you start going inside, and the guy turns around to see if you're following and sees the Chaos Wyvern coming into the village. Hey, keep that beast out.
He's
It's only
harmless.
going to cause problems.
Nah, he'll be fine.
All right, well, wait here.
All right.
Paid enough for this. He starts walking off. Yeah, now that you're, through the palisade, you can see inside there's looks like a rather modestly sized town here. Looks like there's a couple of blacksmiths,
Ah,
a couple of tanners, and a couple of large buildings right by the gatehouse that look like you'd expect like dry grain storage.
sure.
But you didn't see any farming in the immediate area of the village.
Right, lumber is more their specialty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so a little bit of time passes. The two guards that were manning the gate are just keeping their distance. Like when they closed the gate and you came through the Chaos Wyvern, they just backed up like 15 feet on both sides of the gate and just stood there. And over the past 10 minutes, they've been backing up slowly, and they're now about 30 feet away from you.
At this point, I've started whistling, just like a jaunty little tune.
Yeah. And finally, the guy comes back, and he's got a rather nicely dressed elf in tow with him. And then not far behind that, there's a dwarf. She seems to be like running to catch up. And then there's a halfling behind her. And he just seems to be walking casually. The dwarf catches up to the elf, grabs his sleeve and tugs down and whispers. It's too far away for you to hear. And he shakes his head. And then they, continue walking.
Okay. I can cast Detect Thoughts without any components. And
Yeah.
I'm going to do so.
All right.
Just kind of keeping an eye on surface thoughts around me.
Yeah, that's the, what's the range, 30 feet?
Yeah.
All right. So as the elf gets within range, his surface thoughts are, well-being of the town, concern, a little bit of fear at the, literal dragon.
Not that bad.
Well, dragons are myth in my setting. Nobody's seen one. And here you are, just rocking one.
It's wyvern, not a dragon.
They don't know that.
Mm,
The dwarf seems to be more security minded on her surface read. She's just thinking about getting rid of you guys, like not offing you guys, just telling you to get the fuck out of town. She's just like, get rid of these guys, get them out of here, get them out of here, get them out of here. That is basically her thoughts. And then after a little bit, the halfling comes into range, and he is looking at the profitability of advertising the Chaos Wyvern in the circus.
Well,
But the elf finally is close enough to talk. He doesn't seem scared of the Chaos Wyvern being next to you. He's just sort of skittish. There's no
okay.
fear in his eyes. There is in his heart.
Well, he can't have been in politics that long. He still has one.
That's when you notice there's no heartbeat. Roll a niche. No, I'm kidding.
He's a vampire?
Plot twist.
That's
All
pretty
right.
awesome.
Yeah. So he walks up and he extends a hand and reaches out to shake your hand.
Yeah, I shake it jovially.
Yeah. I hear you're responsible for protecting our lumberjacks. My name is Pennis. I'm in charge of this little venture. I don't know why the company wanted to move so far north. I hate being this close to the mountains. But anyway.
And I'm Alar, and yes, my party and I dealt with a troll on the road back there. It was chasing your lumberjacks.
Indeed. And you scared it off.
No, we killed it and disposed of its remains.
Hmm.
They come
Well-
back if you don't do that, you know.
From what I've been told, it didn't sound like a troll. It sounded like a tree. But the words of scared men aren't very valuable sometimes. But either way, I said my name is Pennis. This
You
is
did?
Rella. He points at the dwarf. She kind of just scoffs and nods her head. And this is Yorni. Points at the halfling. Yorni, do see that they get paid for the protection fee. And we do ask that you keep this under wraps. Don't need word of things attacking people in the woods up here. Would tarnish our name. But you're welcome to stay, although I must ask you keep the creature outside of the wall.
Creature. Oh, you mean Nibbles? Yeah, I mean, he's harmless, but yeah, if you're so worried about it, sure. No.
Yeah, and he's like, you head to the the office in the center of town. It's the only building that's not a tavern at the crossroads. And Yorni will pay you for your services.
All right, that's fair enough.
And then Yorni tugs on his sleeve, and you can tell Pennis doesn't like Yorni because he's like sighs and leans down to hear what Yorni wants to say. And there's some whispering and yes.
And Detect
And also,
Thoughts says what they're saying.
what's the duration on Tech Thoughts?
It is duration 1 minute.
Yeah, enough time has passed since you cast it.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, Pennis says, yes, that's a good idea. And he stands back up. And we'd also like to hire your mercenary group to investigate the grove to make sure it's safe for our lumberjacks to continue felling the trees. The iron oak is incredibly valuable, and we've never seen a grove of it before.
Sure. That is something we can certainly investigate. Perhaps we should adjourn to the office, as you said. We can negotiate out the full contract.
Excellent. I'll have Yorni document something up. And he turns and, please, enjoy a stay in the town on us. Whichever you desire, we'll try to provide. We're but humble, mostly lumberjacks here. And he turns and he starts walking back towards the center of town. The dwarf, one that you were told was Grella, kind of growls a little bit, looks at the Chaos Wyvern, it nibbles, and growls again. And Nibbles growls back. And she turns and walks back into the village. And Yorni, he kind of walks out to the side the Chaos Wyvern's on, and looks at, kind of holds his fingers out. Looks like he's trying to like measure it or something. Pulls out a little pad and writes some stuff down on it. He turns and he walks. Come with me!
Sure. And I start following him.
And the Chaos Wyvern starts following you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as you guys move through is everybody going with Aylar? Are you guys hanging out outside or fucking off?
I'm just hanging out around the carriage.
All right. Yeah, you stay with the carriage. Jack, Slick, what are you guys doing? Jack.
Jack's getting drunk. What do you think he's doing?
In the middle of the conversation, he wanders off to the bar.
Yes, as soon as Pennis said tavern, Jack left.
I mean, yeah. I mean, fuck, y'all know where he's going. It's not hard to find Jack. He'll be the one drinking in the bar, yelling and tossing beer at
All right.
everybody that stands there. You know, it's not hard.
All right. Well, as you wander off, you get closer to the center of town, and it appears there are no escape. There are 3 structures that look like taverns. One of them has a nice outside seating. looks like they have a lot of food. And then another one is a little bit,
What is all
cleaner.
this hoity-toity stuff? They have outside dining? Oh, fancy.
And then the next one it looks a little bit quieter, curtains drawn, ambient atmosphere. And then the last one, Jack, the last one has a big old tree root strung across the door with just hemp rope. And it's loud. And you can hear laughter coming.
Going to. That's the one. Yeah, I don't believe they'd let him into the other two because, no. I could just see Jack trying to get into the really fancy one, No, I don't think they'd let him in.
It's like a gorilla trying to get into a 5-star restaurant.
I mean, Jack barely bathes,
Yeah. And you duck and head inside. And then inside is actually quite large. It's got large timber beams across the ceiling, about 15 feet up, and it's about a 20 by 30 structure that's just all open. And there's kegs lining the back wall, a large hearth in the center, and there's about 24 guys just hanging out. There's dwarves, there's halfling, there's humans, there's a couple of elves, and you recognize 3 of the people, and they're in the center of a large group, and you can see them because you're so fucking tall. And it looks like there's 2 dwarves and a human that you recognize from yesterday that ran past you.
Hey,
And it looks like they're
cowards! Come drink! And Jack walks over to the bar and drops coins on the bar and tells everyone to drink it for everyone.
Yep.
He didn't count. He just dropped a bag of money on the table and said drinks for everybody.
And the bartender comes over, picks up your bag of money, looks at it, looks at you, and he holds the bag back out. Nah, for being our savior, the drinks are on us. And they roll a keg down the bar and tap it right in front of you.
Oh, Jack is in heaven. He's got where he's staying from now on. Till we leave,
Jack is retired.
He'll be right here in this pub if y'all need him.
Meanwhile, the more responsible party members.
He's gonna put off that all you can drink idea to the test. He's gonna see if they can run him off.
There was a lot of kegs on that back wall. So yeah. And after a little while, Alar, your conversation passes and you make your way to the center of town. Alaric stays with the carriage, and the Chaos Wyvern follows you right up to the office. And there is a lot of gasps and murmuring as you cross the roads and pass past houses. And Chaos Wyvern seems to be reasonably well behaved, staying at your side.
Mhm.
But you and Yorny get to the office. Yorny walks inside, and
And disappears.
sorry, no, I was seeing if I had. Oh, I forgot that I did that. I had a picture the whole time, guys. I forgot that I had that generated. No, I was looking for the interior of the office. That's what the troll looked like. All right. But anyway, yeah, inside the office, there's a couple of desks arranged along the walls. There's a center area and a couple of doors in the back. And Yorny just keeps on walking and heads inside and goes to one of the back offices. You going inside with him?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. You go through the door. The Chaos Wyvern follows you, squeezing a little bit to get through the doorway. And the four girls at the desks kind of collectively gasp
Wait,
when this
how big is Nibbles?
um
I always thought he was a small creature.
he's a medium-sized creature.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so he's like a donkey with short legs and a really long ass tail and neck. He looks very much like Toothless, except for he has, 4 back legs and 2 front legs.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so has to kind of squeeze his wings through. And yeah, the girls collectively gasp, and Yorni, stops walking through the door in the back, and he goes, "Oh, girls, it's fine." And they, kind of warily go back to their work. Yeah, look, 20 feet or so across the way, and he went through a door back there.
I follow.
Yep. Yeah, you go back there, go into a modestly sized office, and he jumps up on a stool, spins around to a writing desk, and starts writing up something. What is you guys' usual mercenary contract fee? He reaches over on his desk and grabs looks like wafers of bread and starts just munching on them as he's talking.
About 5,000 gold pieces.
Who? Who the hell do you work for?
The kind of people who need to deal with threats like that troll on a more regular basis.
Well,
We're just passing through the area, and it's obviously we aren't expecting you to pay that much.
well, I have a mercenary budget of 2,000 for the month. So, how about I give you 500 for killing troll and 1,500 to investigate the grove? Just make sure there's no more.
I can agree to that as long as we're also allowed to keep anything that we find of value. We're not lumberjacks. We're not going to be hauling away your grove. More that should the creatures have, if they exist, hoarded any treasure or loot among themselves, we get to claim it.
Yeah, works for me. And he turns back around and grabs another of those chips and throws it in his mouth and starts munching. Starts scribbling. And then your stay is compensated. And he's mumbling to himself as he writes. All right. He grabs the paper and he kind of fans it in the air to let the ink dry. I do love the iron ink. It does take to the paper nicely, but boy, does it take forever to dry. After about 30 seconds, he holds the contract out to you. You can go ahead and read this if you want.
I do.
Sign here, and he points at the a line on the bottom, and it says name, and then below it says company.
Right, and I don't think we ever decided on a party name, so I'll literally just sign it as Alar and Company. Assuming the contract looks like it's what we agreed to, no weird shenanigans going on with it.
Yeah, it looks like a standard contract with typical loophole prevention. But go ahead and give me a history check, just for like contract law, what you've dealt with in the past. Yeah, everything on the page looks like exactly what you'd expect for this kind of contract, though you typically yourself don't sign into contracts, but it's not it's not like it's going to lock you into anything. It's just compensation upon completion of investigation of Grove and compensation for protection of assets. Yeah, those two sentences spread out across the entire sheet of paper.
What's his definition of assets?
It's literally the word assets. Assets is not elaborated, but the contract does give you another thing. It appears to be a contract with the Northfell Timberworks. And that crest that you've seen on the axe is the same as the crest at the top of the paper.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so I use my wizardly quill to sign it. And I also use it to just quickly transcribe a copy of the contract.
Yeah, you're easily able to do that. And Yorni is watching you very wide-eyed.
Mhm.
Like, if I remember correctly, your pen just kind of writes, right? Like, you don't have to hold it. Or is that the other one? Like, you just control it with magic, don't you?
Sort of. It's still like I'm using it as a quill, but more like it's like a localized haste effect.
Ah, okay. So you're well. Still, I mean, that would still be enough to raise his eyebrows and dinner plate his eyes.
Right.
And
yeah, because
he'd
it also
be like,
it doesn't use ink, right? I just pull it out and start writing with it.
yep. And when you're done and you sign it and everything like that, and he goes, "Where can I get me one of those?"
Years of study, I'm afraid.
That's no good at school. Can I buy yours?
It is a how best to describe this? It is itself made of magic that I have woven into the shape of a quill that I use to enhance my ability to write and transcribe. I'm afraid that if I was to leave one with you in a matter of days to perhaps even hours, depending how fast I move away, it would dissolve into nothingness. It would not serve you, except perhaps as a rather interesting conversation piece for those moments it exists. This, however, as I slide the transcribed copy to him, is your copy of the contract, however, which would very obviously have not been written with Iron Gall ink, because it's just like magic ink.
Mm-hmm.
It's like iridescent. Now
Yeah.
you can choose what type of ink it is, but because he's very obviously impressed and kind of a yokel, I just like go with like the most like,
you picked up on
iridescent.
that.
Like, I am hamming up the wizardliness of this.
Oh, it looks like it's scribed with silver on the paper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he holds it up and. And there's a couple of other documents like hung on the wall, like like diploma kind of style, like paperwork, and he holds it up, kind of like next to them. And he reaches up and he grabs one of them, and he grabs the contract. He takes the paper or the backing off the frame, takes the contract, and he kind of just tosses it onto his desk, and he puts yours into it, and he puts the frame back together, and he hangs it back on the wall. Yes, that'll go nicely there. But anyway, come with me. And he hops down off his stool and just kind of walks past the Chaos Wyvern, looks at it again, smiles, and then walks out of the room and goes, back out in the main hall.
He sounds like an excitable fellow.
He does seem rather chipper.
Okay. I mean, I follow him, but
Mhm.
kind of just like at a sedate pace, which might actually match his speed, given that I'm probably twice his height.
Yes, he is definitely he's using the halfling door handle. And yeah, so he goes through the room in the middle, and inside there's a couple of look like heavy iron vaults. They're about 4 foot on a side along the back wall. And he goes to the far left one, and he goes, "You could turn around real quick."
I do.
Yep. You hear some scuffling, you hear a click, and your coins clinking. Another click, and the okay, here you go. And I'm assuming you turn back around when he says okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's standing in the you know that personal bubble that people usually have.
Yes.
Yeah, he's sort of violating it, and he's holding the bag up as high as he can, so it's kind of like right around your torso. So when you turn around, like you basically turn into the bag of coins. Here's the 500. The
Okay.
initial part of your contract.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just take it. I'm not bothered at all by his proximity.
Yep. Now, I have a personal endeavor for you. My family has a circus.
Okay.
I would love for your little friend here, and he kind of reaches out towards the Chaos Wyvern, and the and Nibbles actually like nips at him, and he pulls his hand back. He would make an excellent center stage piece. Imagine a dragon for all to see. You could make so much money.
While I'm sure that would be a spectacle, I think Nibbles and I will pass for the moment.
Okay. Well, that concludes our business.
It does. Well, the immediate business, anyway.
Indeed. Let us know when you clear the grove, and we'll compensate you the other amount. What was it? 1,500. Yes.
Yes.
And he walks back out, goes back to the room that you were first in, and just goes through the door, and that's all you see of him.
Well, as he's about to walk away, I do speak up and say, one thing. In our journeys, we've collected little bits and bobs, odds and ends, few old weapons, that type of thing. Is there a place in this village, or like a blacksmith or a general store, that we might be able to sell some of that?
Well, we have several blacksmiths. Lots of axes and saws,
I can
I
imagine.
would recommend the over the north side of town. That's where most of the blacksmiths are. Okay. South side of town is more of your tanners, seamstresses, and stuff like that. But yeah, if you have some interesting stuff, I'm sure they would buy it.
I nod my thanks and head out.
All right. Yeah. He goes back to his office, and you go back out the front door. But the four girls sitting at their desks are still collectively like in sync, staring at the Chaos Wyvern as it walks past.
Okay.
Not saying anything.
I pay them no heed.
Yeah. So you go outside, and you can hear a rumpus roaring of laughter and joy coming from the bar straight across from you, or I guess kitty corner technically.
Well, I see Jack's found the bar.
Mm-hmm. Yes. This bar has a large, gnarled tree root strung across its door.
And I'll actually head back to the carriage, where Alaric and Slick still are. At least that's what they said, unless they've
Mhm.
gone into town themselves.
I think
Oh,
Slick
you're-
has fallen asleep.
Yeah, and I present them the contract, basically, read them into it. So in the morning we're gonna set out and see if there's any more trolls that need to be dealt with in this clearing of theirs.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, they're gonna pay us 1,500 gold, plus we get to keep any loot we find. Regardless, I was gonna head into town and sell some of that loot that we found in that old ruin.
Sounds good.
Is there anything you needed to buy?
I don't need anything.
Alcohol.
You're not here.
Jack, I just
You're
assumed
already buying alcohol.
you're drinking the bar out of like stock and barrel. At least that's what I assume you're trying to do.
I'm trying, yes.
you're in a Northwoods lumber camp.
Oh, I'm in around my
You-
people. This is good.
You could take all of the booze they have, and you would need like 4 Olympic-sized swimming pools to fill it all.
That sounds like a challenge to him.
Sounds like a good 2 days to me.
Yeah.
How long we gonna be in town?
Till you leave. That's my favorite fucking answer to that question. How long are we gonna be here? Till we leave. That's the best drinking response.
Well, we'll leave tomorrow to deal with the Grove, and then we'll come back to get paid. And by then, hopefully, they'll have restocked, and Jack can drink them all out of their liquor again.
Yeah.
Right, Jack. Remember, you got to let them get a chance to refill.
Yeah, and you would remember that, where that sign that you had seen, that was about 3/4 of a day to travel there. And you don't know how far the Grove is off the road. But anyway, Jack is drinking. Alar and Alaric are acquiring the carriage.
Well, I was at the carriage. I was seeing if we needed anything, and then I was going to head back into town to sell stuff and to buy stuff.
All right.
So obviously,
You,
some of the finer items probably not gonna be able to sell to lumber cap, but I have short bows, daggers, short swords, great swords, a bag of spices, long swords, shields.
yeah, the blacksmiths will take anything that is iron or steel, which everything you have is mostly iron. You do have a couple of steel, which they pay a little bit extra for. So, just do 2/3 PHB. So just add everything up and PHB price, and then multiply it by 66 or 0.66 instead of
Okay.
half price. They give you a little bit more because you have steel mixed in.
Sure. Well, let me just get the calculator in.
But yeah, it's collectively there are 5 blacksmiths. 3 of them are dwarves. 1 of them is an elf, and 1 of them is a halfling. But collectively together, they buy all your metal.
All right, well, I'll need a bit of time, so you might want to focus on somebody else.
Hey, Lyric.
Yo.
One of the guards comes up to you and says, "So, tree gum's gotten a lot mintier lately."
I just kind of blink and go, okay. Sure.
Eh, a human. He kind of looks like this.
Ah. Some people like the minty taste.
But since the Chaos Wyvern's gone in the town, the two guards open up the gate a little bit for you to guide your horses and carriages through. Can't have you outside at night.
Oh,
Don't think you guys are leaving today.
Yeah, no, I
At
think
least.
we're gonna probably leave in the morning sometimes thereabouts.
All right. Well,
So yeah, I
Part-
maneuver the horses and cart into the wall, into the gate.
yeah. And they kind of just point over to a clearing to the south, and they're like, just you put everything over there.
Roger that.
We'll send some boys to put in posts for your horses. We don't have room for our oxen, or we really don't want to put your horses with our oxen.
Yeah,
That'd just be
understandable. Bad
just be
idea.
strange. Very nice. Is that the rounded down?
Yeah, that's what they would sell for. So that's 60. That's like 66% of the total value of the weapons.
Yep.
And then also we had 100 1-pound trade bars of iron. So that's just straight 100 gold right there.
Yeah. Yeah, and between the 5 blacksmiths, they all buy everything from you. And the elf looks at the one of the ingots and he goes, "Hi, that's an old mint."
Yeah, we found it on the road as we were traveling. Don't know much about its origin, though, if you happen to know anything. I just have a general interest in history.
I'm not much for a historian. I know they made iron in the mountains, and there's a big nation there. And then they just kind of went away quietly because there's no more iron in the mountains. It was Calcera, Salcara. I can't remember. A lot of history. Best looking Kent. Plenty of weirdos down there.
That's where we're headed.
I still can't believe you guys came through the mountains. Nobody uses those roads.
Well, we're I lean over like almost conspiratively. We're a bit unusual, if you catch my drift there. And well, can't resist a good road that hasn't been traveled well.
Oh, if anything, it's been over traveled. King's Highway and the West Road are better roads to take. Smoother, plenty of way stations, at least on the King's Highway. West Highway is a lot of bandits. Still, you made a friend. You need some armor for him. And he's pointing at the Chaos Wyvern.
I look at Nibbles and I'm like, I don't think so. I think he's I kind of just like gently pat his side with all the scales on it. I think he's got plenty of armor. I don't think he would appreciate being burdened with more.
I would have loved the project, but you got a point. Say, has he dropped any scales yet? I'd pay good money to try working one of them. I don't look like hide.
Well, as a matter of fact, he has dropped one. I haven't been able to make much use of it myself. I'd be willing to sell it to you, say 200 gold.
The elf, he makes a whistle that you make when you suck in at that price, and he's like, "Ooh. Huh, hang on. Let me go talk to Stan." Kind of scratching his head, and he goes and he walks over to one of the dwarves. And they're, talking for a little bit. It's about 30 feet away from you. And you see Stan nod.
Oh man.
How was your nap?
Great. Sorry, I just dosed off there.
Well, roll Inish. The Chaos Wyvern started attacking the village.
Okay, cool.
No, I'm kidding.
We're rolling the town.
No, I'm kidding.
We burned everything. Everyone is dead.
But yeah,
Yeah, no.
after a few moments, the elf shakes hands with the dwarf. He comes back over to you, and he goes, "All right, I can do 170."
Okay, I
20.
also just Is that how
Roll a
much
persuasion
gold-
check.
What are you trying to buy?
I'm trying to sell one of those
Ah.
small wyvern scales. I offered the normal price, like 200 for it, and he wanted lower, so I countered higher.
Hmm.
And he kind of crosses his arms, looks over at the dwarf he was talking to, and he points in the air. The dwarf shakes his head. And Stan looks really sad, and he goes, "Nah, I can't do that."
Well, we're going to be in town till tomorrow, and then we got some business to deal in the Grove, and we'll be back if you change your mind.
All right. Could I touch it?
Don't see why not.
All right. Yeah, he holds out a hand.
Yeah, I proffer the small scale.
And he grabs it with 2 fingers, looks at it, and he holds it over, not in the fire, but by the fire to get really good light on it. And yeah, you can see when he holds it over by the fire that the light from the fire actually refracts through it, and there's a circular rainbow on the ceiling of his workshop.
Mhm.
And he's like, "Huh." He kind of grabs it with 2 fingers and tries bending it. He hands it back to you. "Well, if you're gonna be back, I'll see what I can do. Swing by before you go, and I'll let you know."
Of course. Well, it
Alright.
was nice meeting you.
Indeed. The name's Jensen, by the way.
Alar.
Bishop Jensen. Well, we do appreciate the influx of iron. We were getting a little low, but this will last us well into the next year.
Yeah.
That ironwood just chews through saw blades.
Well, given its name, that isn't entirely surprising.
But more to makes up to it when we get it to market. Oh, if only you guys are around in a month when we start loading the wagon trains. It's quite the sight. But anyway, I need to get back to making nails. Yay. He turns around. Grabs
Like
a.
somber, just
Nail making is incredibly fucking boring and time consuming.
Yeah. Traditionally, you'd set the apprentices in a blacksmith to making nails. It's a good way to sharpen their skills and also
You've
makes it so
seen
you don't have to
5
do it.
individuals over here. They each have their shop, but you would assume, based on the mannerisms, this guy is the most inexperienced. He's the nail maker.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like going to a mechanic shop and, the newest guy is the guy that does the oil change. But yeah, it's about midday. And, hey, are you going anywhere else, or are you just going back from the blacksmith to,
Well, it depends.
join the party?
Is there a place in this lumber town that I can buy spell and scroll scribing components?
Do you, who are you asking that?
Like when I asked about selling stuff, I would have asked like in general.
Yeah, Yorni would have just shook his head. No, wait, ain't no magic up here.
Okay. Expected, but you never know. Once in a while, there's some.
Yeah.
Well, wizards can be odd bunches, and one might have decided to set up here for some reason.
Doesn't appear so. But yeah.
Okay.
So I'm guessing you're just heading back towards the center of town, or are you going back to the gate to see where Lyric is?
Yeah, I just head back to the carriage, and at the gate.
All right. Yeah, you kind of zigzag through. It's really easy to find your way in town. It's basically a large square. And yeah, you zigzag through some of the houses. Hushed murmurs and doors getting slammed and shutters shut as you walk by.
This is one of those towns that don't like wizards.
Well,
I don't think it's the wizard.
so you have to remember what my character looks like.
He was told to keep
who's-
the Chaos Wyvern out, and the Chaos Wyvern just followed him everywhere.
And I did absolutely nothing to just to actually comply with that.
But anyway, you were saying? Sorry. Under?
Yeah, I was saying, you have to remember, I look like this, right? I'm a winged tiefling walking through town with this dragon, wyvern by my side.
Yeah, they're mostly unfazed by the tiefling.
Okay.
You have not seen anybody bat an eyelash at that. Like,
Fair
they
enough.
don't seem scared by your visage at all. It's when they look down at the the little miniature dragon that's black and sparkly clear.
Yeah, but he's Nibbles. He's harmless.
Don't mess with my baby. I love him. He'll love me eventually.
Well,
Sergeant.
you guys have all been
Yes,
treating it
Sergeant
like an
Nibbles.
animal. So, but anyway, yeah, so you head over to the gate, and Alaric, you when you pulled the carriages in, did you just hang out by them, or the carriage?
yeah.
Did you hang out by it, or did you head into the center of town?
Oh no, I'm just talking about the carriages.
All right. Yeah,
It's where all our stuff is.
yeah. So you get over there. Oh, most of your stuff is on Alar, actually, in the bag of holding.
Well, this is where the rest of our stuff is.
Yes, the giant door into your camping gear. How many
Everyone
doors do you take?
back
3 of
to the
them?
church.
3 doors strapped to the top of the carriage.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about those.
We stole doors?
Yes.
From a church.
Guys, can we have one session where we don't rip the fucking door off something
No.
and take it?
No.
No.
They were really
Playing
nice
D&D
doors.
right if you don't unscrew the doors. They're really nice doors.
Is there a carpenter in town who might be willing to buy really nice doors?
Yeah, you would have asked Yorn, carpenter, blacksmith, and he would have pointed you to, over by the blacksmith. There's 2 carpenters.
Right.
So yeah, after you talk with the blacksmith, you go over to one of the carpenters. There's a human and a gnome.
Okay.
both in open-aired workshops, large, like 45 pitched roofs over top that are about 20 feet up in the air.
Mhm.
A couple of different saws and small work tool implements all over the place. The human shop is neat, clean. Tools are relatively ordered and mannered. The gnome shop is absolute chaos. Like there's
Heresy.
3 of the same tool on the same workbench by the same workpiece that it looks like he was using all 3 of them. Sawdust everywhere.
That's
Tools.
a good ask. It's a good thing.
Tools scattered about. So yeah, you're looking for a carpenter. You found both.
And which one looks like they produce? There's like carpenters who specialize in like structural elements, and there's carpenters who specialize in like the nice little fittings, the millwork, that type of deal.
Yeah. So the gnome's workshop looks like it's more of like fine work, and the human's workshop looks like it's more like furniture, chairs, tables, stuff like
Right.
that.
Okay, then I approach the gnome and see if I can't get his attention.
He's looks like he's sawing the end off of a 6x6 beam. And by sawing, I mean he has the saw, the 6x6 beam is up in the air, and he is jumping up and down to make the saw move.
I'm not going to comment on his process. I mean that's kind of unique to every artist. So
And this goes on for a little bit. Then he goes around to the other side and sets the saw up and starts jumping up and down. Then he sees you. Yeah. What do you want? What the hell is that?
this is Nibbles. He's a friend of mine. Don't worry, he's harmless.
Harmless? I could fit in his mouth. That's not harmless.
Sure
No,
it is.
That just means he's not toothless.
Well,
Regardless,
it doesn't burn the shop down.
as long as you don't like try to attack him or anything. I mean, I doubt you're that suicidal, right? You're not suicidal, are you?
Not this week.
Ah, very good.
Last week. Whew.
Well, I do have
Damn Hendrix
something.
and their stupid orders.
I do have something that might cheer you up. Well, you may have heard, or not. We're adventurers, and on our journeys, we had encountered some rather nice carpentry, some very finely made doors that we acquired, and we have here with us, and we're looking basically to offload them, and you look like someone who would appreciate them.
How big
Are
are
you-
they?
I tell them how big they are.
So you tell them they're 5 foot by 8 foot.
By whatever thickness, yes.
Yeah, they're 2 inches thick.
Mhm.
And he kind of scratches his head. And when he comes back from scratching his head, there's a pencil in his hand and kind of starts scrawling on the beam next to him. Kind of wood.
The heavy kind. I'm afraid I'm not much of a carpenter.
Mm.
I do have them on our carriage if you would like to stretch your legs a bit.
He looks up at you and squints. That a short joke?
No.
Okay. He tucks the pencil back in his hair. He's not putting it behind his ear. He's literally just poking it into his hair. Where's your carriage?
Over by the entrance of town. It's this way if you'd like to accompany me.
Oh, all right.
While he's doing this, I'm gonna go and find the center of town and put on a little magic trick. Put out a hat or a can or something. Try and do some magic for some coinage.
Well,
Unless the dragon.
you haven't really been here for a majority of this. So this seems to be a like rough and tumble lumberjack. Like it's a small town. It's like
Oh, okay. So
500
like a
people.
town.
And yeah, so when you you wake up from your nap on the driver's seat of the carriage, we're not quite sure how you got here, but you did. Somebody was driving. Must have been the horses. And yeah,
Nibbles
you
is
hop
driving.
down.
Nibbles is driving.
And yeah, so you hop down, start heading towards the center of town. And yeah, it looks like
Look
there's
around.
3 different drinking establishments and a large office.
Okay, I'd like to hop into the first drinking tavern.
Well, let me describe them for you. There
Okay.
is. Find that description again. Yeah, so there is one that has a kind of larger outdoor seating area. There's a couple people. Looks like they're having lunch. And then across the street from that, the somewhat quiet establishment, drawn windows, and closed door, quiet. Maybe a hum of music. You can't tell because everything's buttoned up on it.
Not that one.
And then the third one, there's a large gnarled root tied up with rope over top of the door. And from inside, you can hear loud laughter that sounds like Jack.
That's the one I want.
Accompanying the loud laughter is some normal laughter.
Let's see, and I'm gonna walk in and find a spot somewhere where people can see me and be like, "Come on, come in." And I just do I want to do a bunch of sleight of hand, performance, like with a coin or with, dice or whatever I have on me, right? And
Yeah.
put a little sleight of hand magic show.
Well,
All right.
Jack will definitely point you out when you walk in.
I'm gonna, before I walk in and Jack looks at me, I'm kind of like give him the don't fucking say anything.
Well, I'll let you know, Slick. This is a small, remote lumberjack village.
I don't. They're
You guys are the only out-of-towners in town.
Mm-hmm.
You telling Jack to not point you out, they're still going to know you're from the same group.
Oh yes.
You
So.
take out,
Small
like, a
community. Yeah.
Yeah.
Small town. They don't know you. You must be one of the guys that saved the other lumberjacks. Drinks around the house. But yes, you're able to get the attention of a couple of the lumberjacks in there, and you're able to put on a nice sleight of hand show.
Just
go
gonna
ahead
roll
and give me a performance check.
Can I do it under sleight of hand?
You can give me a dexterity performance check.
Fuck.
Believe it or not, these are drunk lumberjacks. They're not that hard to impress. You dazzle them with your show, making coins disappear and multiply, and then eventually you pull one out from 3 lumberjacks at once. They're not sure where the extra hand came from, but you know.
I have. Yeah, I
Yes,
use my mage
I know.
hand. Yeah.
Yes, I know. That's why I said that. You know.
I was like, yeah, I was gonna use that one anyway.
But yeah, and yeah, some time passes, and you guys have had a rootin' tootin' hollerin' time. They love you. You love the crowd. And the drinks be plenty.
Yeah, we drink for free here because they said we saved their town. So.
Yes, so by the time you get there, about a half an hour has passed since Jack got there. And there's a second keg next to Jack. The first keg is empty. Everybody's been drinking off of it because it was right out front. But Jack, you've had the lion's share.
I kind of figured, yeah.
So go ahead and make me a con save at advantage. It's a lot of booze in a short time.
An advantage?
Not you, Jack.
He gets stronger as he drinks.
No, he just has a unnaturally strong constitution from the fact that he doesn't drink water.
Oh yeah, that's right.
When it comes to drinking, Jack is halfway decent at it. He's good at two things: killing and drinking.
What more do you need?
And not in that order.
Yeah. After Slick performs his show, they roll another keg down the top of the bar, and it gets the empty one gets flipped off the back, and roll the next one in place, and they tap it right in front of you, and you let out this amazing bellowing belch. All right. But yeah, that's the goings on in the bar. Alar, you have a tiny carpenter in tow, heading for the front gate.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys get there, and yeah, you strap the doors up on top of the carriage, and he just hops up on the wheel and climbs up the side of the carriage like a monkey. It's rather impressive, actually. And he's pulls out a little string with some knots on it. He's holding it to the the wood. Huh? This is old. That's some old oak. I haven't seen rain vines soak in a while. Can't get it this way no more. How much you want for him?
Well, 3 doors, 300 gold.
All right. Step by Yorny, and I'll have some hands come grab these.
All right.
Tell tell Yorny. He pulls out a piece of paper and he writes on it. Tell Yorny City sent you.
I'm sorry, what was his name?
City.
Okay.
Sidty. But yeah, on a piece of paper, it's 300 gold to be paid to the holder of this piece of paper. Signed, City.
Okay.
And he's like, yeah, that's good lumber.
I'm glad you can put it to use.
Be a shame about those bezels, though. Ah, well. And he hops down off the wagon wheel where he was standing talking to you, and kind of just moves relatively quick, but not like at a run, back across town. You see him disappear between some houses, and there you and Alaric stand.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll go collect the money from the halfling guy.
Journey.
Yeah.
Journey without the U.
Yeah. I guess he's going to be sending some hands, he said, so keep an eye out.
Okay.
As I walk away, I'm just muttering about creepy little crawling fuckers.
He did have that gremlin on the wall kind of approach to climbing up. It was very strange. But yeah, go into the office and just go back to Yorny's room.
After shocking all the secretaries again, because, Nibbles probably followed me still.
Yep, Nibbles walked right through the door, kind of squeezed. And then, once again, despite knowing the second you walk through the door that thing is right behind you, The girls still collectively gasp. It's like a laugh track. But yeah, you go to the back and do you knock or just swing the door open?
I knock. We'll be polite.
All right. Yeah. You knock. A little bit of time passes. And then one of the girls, the one's closest to the door, she goes, "Oh, he's over at the Hammer and Hearth." And she kind of points over towards the west, which was the nicer closed curtain bar. He's
Okay.
having lunch.
Ah, all right. I'll come back when he's done then. Nothing urgent.
All right.
And so I turn and leave.
All right. Where do you go?
Back to the carriage.
All right. Yeah, even back to the carriage. At this point, you have been completely numb to the collective gasps and door slams as you walk around this small village. You don't even hear it anymore.
I didn't pay particularly close attention to it the first time.
And yeah, back over to the carriage. You and Alaric sit there for a little bit. 10 minutes go by after you get back, and four younger looking men, probably in their late teens, early 20s. That thing gonna bite us? Kind of walking up skittishly.
Ah, Nibbles is harmless. It's all good.
Okay. And they look up at the carriage. And what the one of them kind of scratches his head. How are we gonna get those? How did you get them up there?
Oh,
Like 7 feet in the air.
Jack hoisted him up. He's well, I believe he is attempting to drink all of the alcohol in this town.
Oh, the big fella at the Gnarled Root. Yeah, we met him.
Yeah, fun guy. But anyway, yeah, he put him up there.
I don't know how we're gonna get them off there.
Are you opposed to magical assistance?
How?
I make you big enough to where they're not a problem.
Make me big?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Means you'll be about twice as tall, twice as wide. Strength grows proportionally. Only lasts a minute, but will make it much easier for you to handle the doors.
He points at one of the scrawnier ones in the group. Jeremy said he will. He grabs him by the shoulder and shoves him forward. There's this like 5'8" human with red hair. Kind of just
terrified. Oh, it's a ginger. Oh no.
scoots
Should be
forward.
fine. He doesn't have a soul.
What'd you want?
I can cast a magic spell on you that will make you larger and stronger so that you can help handle the doors easier.
Okay. Sure. Do I need to sign anything?
Nope. You just got to stand still for a moment.
Okay.
And I begin casting my spell.
All right. Yeah, he stands there. The other ones kind of all back up.
And
Please let him.
I cast enlarge on him.
Please
Yeah.
give him like this, like fucking high ego, just like, I'm bigger than you guys now. You guys can't pick on me anymore. And just starts trying to pick on them back.
Well, Ayla already warned that it only lasts a minute, so he would have taken
Mostly,
that into
I said that because I didn't want him to be like, haha, look, I can hold the doors over my head, and then the spell ends.
Swink. Well, you've discovered a new way to speed up the delivery process to the grave.
Complete with the self-delivery of a tombstone.
But yeah, and he grows bigger, and kind of looks around, and goes, "Ah, I see my house from here." And yeah, when he grows bigger, you do see Nibbles like growling and kind of going down in like sort of an attack, haunchy, like he's about to lunge.
Just pat him on the head, give him some scratches. Like, yeah, it's all right, Nibbles. They're just helping out with the doors.
Looks up at you, nudges the bag of holding.
I pull out one of the large scales.
And he gets really excited. Meanwhile, the big guy, Jeremy, goes over and he picks up one of the doors and it's like a board. It's not even heavy. And he gently sets it down on there's a log laying on the ground. He sets it down on it so it's propped up on it. He goes up and he grabs the next one. And he kind of tosses it up in the air and it goes up about 15 feet in the air and he catches it. Like, holy crap. And he sets it down on the other one. He grabs the last one and he just sets it down. He goes, "Okay, mister, now what happens?"
How long did it take?
Oh, about 40 seconds.
And I'll just kind of speak up like, well, in about 20 seconds or so, the spell will end and you will revert to your natural size. Or I can end it now if you are uncomfortable.
Oh, this is really cool. Wish I had something I could throw. And there 20 seconds passes and he shrinks back down. He's still staring at his hands as he shrinks. Oh, man. And yep, the other three come over and they pick up one of the doors and they walk off. But yeah, you pull out the scale and it buzzes. The scale buzzes. Collectively gasp. The two guards that are standing by the gate. And by the way, when I say guards, they're just the guys with spears. They don't appear to have like armors or uniforms or anything like that.
Yeah,
They're just in
which
clothes.
is why I'm basically treating them as if they're just townsfolk.
Because they are just townsfolk with spears.
like the most suicidally, impotent thing they could do is actually be aggressive to us.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, they've made that understanding. But yeah, a little bit of time passes. The four guys come back. They grab another door, pick it up, walk away. Yeah, and it takes them probably about 45 minutes of all of this happening and trudging back and forth. But yeah, they take all the doors. In exchange, you have a piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
Good deal.
Yeah. Well, as there, you say some time has passed. I assume it's been like an hour or so.
Yeah, from you originally leaving the carriage, going to find Jorny, and the boys coming and taking the doors, about an hour has passed.
All right. Well, I'm really not pressed for time, so I'll wait another hour just in case he decides to take an extended lunch. No need to rush him. And then I'll head back to the office. Does Nibbles stay with me, or does he stay curled up on the scale inside the carriage?
He stays curled up on the scale.
Okay. I head to the office where Jorny is.
Yep. You go back to the door, knock. Yes, come in.
I walk in.
Seen some boys walking across town with a door. And then another one. And then another one.
Yes. Sidley purchased some salvaged doors we had found in our adventures. Particularly high quality doors and the like that are hard, made of wood that is hard to find nowadays. Now I then proffer the receipt and I'm like, He said that you would be the one paying out the coin for it.
Yes, he's. Yeah. 1 second. And he grabs the receipt. He heads over to that other room. You follow him?
He's obviously heading to the vault.
Yep. Yeah, that room with three different vaults in it.
Now I'll just wait in his office.
Time comes back, passes, and he comes back. Hands you a bag with 30 platinum pieces in it.
Okay.
And
Wonderful.
yeah, he's one of the Haldricks. So they keep all their money here. I don't know why he wants to be a carpenter. He's no good at it. But hey, his dad sent him out here. We have to deal with him. What can you do?
Give him work and hope he doesn't cause too many disasters.
Oh, he has a knack for that. Rest of the family is all about logistics and trade. He wants to play with wood. I don't get it.
I don't get
Anyway.
people who like to live in towns. I much prefer adventuring in dusty old ruins. To each their own, I suppose, in the end.
Where's your sparkly little friend?
Napping. He's a bit tuckered out from all the excitement.
I see. Well, I do hope you enjoy your stay. If you, when night comes, take your group around the back of this building. There's a stairs. You can go up there. There's extra rooms up there you guys can stay in.
I appreciate it. But I would hate to impose. More likely, we'll
That's
just
what they're
stay
for. Yeah, you haven't seen an inn or anything like that. You've seen 3 taverns. They did not appear to have a second floor.
Right. What I'm. Okay. So I nod and thank him for the offer of the rooms, and I make my polite exit.
All right. Yeah. Head back to the carriage.
I head back to the carriage. Nibble's still napping?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's sitting on the scale and he's stuck his head out the window. And he's kind of just looking. And then when he sees you, he gets excited and kind of tries to push out the window, and he doesn't fit.
Oh, that must be funny looking.
Yeah, basically. Like, stick your arm through a 6-inch hole up to the elbow, and then flail your hand around. That's what it looks like. But, yeah. Then he pulls his entire head back in the window, and there's a boom, and the carriage rocks. Alaric,
Yes.
it would appear the Chaos Raven wants out. It's slamming into the door of the carriage.
I like.
Yep. Yeah, and as you do, the Chaos Raven is rearing up for another charge and flies through the opening and then tumbles and rolls over to Alar, and kind of jumps up on his feet and nudges the bag of holding and follows Alar back to the carriage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I let Alaric and Slick know, if Slick's still there, about the offer of the rooms.
I'm at the bar with Jack.
Ah, okay. Well, then I let Alaric know. I also let Alaric know in a low voice so as not to be overheard that I don't trust these people. And I don't intend to stay in these rooms that they're offering.
Yeah, I just nod and I feel the same way. Besides, somebody has to stay looking the carriage anyway, while the two Not quite drunkards are having their fun.
Yeah, it's more it's one of those cases where we'll wake up in a bathtub missing a kidney or something.
Yeah.
Ugh. All right, but that is where we will call it. It's about it's late afternoon. It's